Yes, people, we are back. It is the Prem panel show. And yes, I think we pretty much have a full squad. I believe George will be joining us shortly as well. You get what I'm saying? People, smash that like button. The guys, the links are all in the description. We've got Carefree, we've got Goonily, Cass, and Daps. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having me.
Come on, bro. Anytime. And yeah, man, it's the end of the season now as well. Obviously, so this is like the curtain call now, isn't it? Like this is the last one before we head into the summer. Obviously, some teams have got a lot to do. Some people are going to be reflecting, but yeah, certain teams are just going to be. Well, in fact, some teams will be really, really happy because we still.
Who's reflecting? Come on, who's reflecting?
I don't know. Like I don't want to say names, innit? I think the people them know. I mean, Lewis will be one of them. I know.
I'm just glad it's all over. I won't lie.
Yeah. I know. I'll be reflecting. I reckon. What you saying, Lee? You reckon you might be reflecting still? You were doing it already. You look like you already started,
bro. It's a mad thing, bro. When man finish fifth, start chatting. But yeah.
Oh, you got that type of talk today. I like. That's why I want to see that Lee, because you see the Lee I saw last time. You want yourself, bro. It's only until Daps and Cass kind of started to war with you.
I can't let that holiday look like it done you some healthy business, man.
Yeah, bro. Always shining, man.
Full tan. But no, listen, people.
But that smile look like there's stories. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, big everyone in the chat as well. Listen, love for you all, trust me. But yeah, all right, you know what we're gonna start off with? Obviously, we have to start off with the big game on Saturday. We can't ignore that. It is the FA Cup final.
The warm-up.
Man United versus Man City. Man City versus Man United.
The warm-up.
Man said the warm-up, All right, you know what? Just for that, yeah, that's I'll start with you. Obviously, I know, man, bro. Here's the thing: it's the FA Cup final. You're playing against your arch rivals, your biggest rivals, yeah. Mm-hmm. How are you looking at this game, bro? All jokes aside, is this a warm-up game for you? Are you taking this game real serious? Are you concerned?
Oh, look, how I take it doesn't matter too much. You know Pep and you know the players.
Yeah.
Just said this. Look, the team last week against Brentford, for me, it told me that Pep's got every faith that when he wants the switch to be switched on, it gets switched on, because there was no sentiment, let's keep the players. Certain players, De Bruyne, Grealish, certain man didn't even travel. Like, just stay in Manchester, rest. You've had a hard last 20, 25 games, and destiny awaits, innit? Like, destiny does await. Destiny being the FA Cup, and then more importantly, Turkey. Istanbul. And the fact that Ruben didn't start, Rodri didn't start, Gundogan didn't start, De Bruyne didn't start, Bernardo Silva didn't start, Grealish didn't start, Haaland didn't start, and none of them got brought on either. Was just that they need rest now. They'll all be back for the FA Cup. And I think that's why, joking aside, I said the warm-up, because that's them getting back to their match fitness. I think that, they've only had a week or so off, but look, it is a big game, and we can't go in there thinking this is... The last time we went into an FA Cup thinking it was a walk in the park, Wigan got relegated and beat us in an FA Cup final. So we can't go in there thinking this is a foregone conclusion. We need to start it and get it killed off by half-time.
I hear that.
2 goals first half, and then United can't come back from that, and then we can move on to... but it will be hard, because we know... For me, how hard it is down to how much Ten Hag can channel how much the Man United fans feel about this into the players. Because we know Man United fans do not want us winning this. Yeah, they don't, because they could put a stop to that treble talk before we even get on a plane to Istanbul. They could. But that's what Ten Hag has to get the players to feel the way the fans feel. If he can, and Casemiro turns up and puts a 10 out of 10, then United have a chance. If he can't and Casemiro doesn't turn up, for me, I struggle. I mean, Rashford hat-trick. When has Rashford got any hatties this season, firstly?
This season, I don't think so, no.
Okay, and when has a player last scored a hattie against City? Okay.
I don't think so. Was it who? I can't remember who it was.
Neither can I. That's the answer.
I don't even know, but... Listen, Cass, I'll come to you next, obviously. The way how Daps is talking, Daps is very relaxed. And rightly so. They've just won the Premier League. They know, obviously, they're confident right now, and they should be. But, bro, how are you feeling about this game? Are you probably a little bit more nervous, or are you still kind of like you feel quite calm because obviously you've won a trophy. People can laugh, but you've actually won a trophy already this season. So that says something already. Like, how are you feeling about the game, bro?
No, I'd be lying if I was to say I was nervous, man. I know KG wanted me having more energy with it all, but I can't do it, man. Like, it's just not within me to do so right now. It's just, I think it's going to be a lot tighter than people think. I think as well. Like, I know a lot of people expect Man City to blow away Man United, but I don't like when people expect stuff. It never goes down to plan. Typically, it's never "I told you so" moment, unless it's Lee, because Lee's got a lot of predictions right this season. I'll be honest.
He has actually.
I think I've got a lot of predictions right this season as well, and and rightfully so. If you're gonna have a lot of things right, you're gonna have a lot of howlers on top.
Yeah.
You've had a few howlers. You've had a few.
Yeah. But a lot of them times, like it was false chest. The Liverpool false chest, Man City false chest, like all that kind of stuff. Like it was always the case. But yeah, man. No, I think if Man United keep it 0-0 till half time, for me, yeah, man, we've definitely got a chance to go and win that game. And I know it could even be 2-1. I reckon it goes 1-1 into half time. I actually think we score the first goal. But that's where I look at my team and think, like, what can you do with that goal? Because typically when you go 1-0 up in a high caliber game, it's like this is where Man United start to get into their own heads. It's just what system you're gonna play. You know, how can you counterattack Rodri to play backwards instead of forwards? It's John Stones. I know we all know Rashford's going up front. So if that's going to be Anthony's going to be on the bench, Martial's out yet again. Shock. So I wonder if John Stones is going to do his typical coming out from the back. But I feel like there's another player as well that's, if you want to do the stats kind of stuff, but you can visually see it. I think Lindelof has got a part to play in this game because he's been, if you want to talk about form, but we have to talk about confidence as well. I think some of these players have got a lot of confidence, especially coming from the last game. Lindelof in the last 10 games, I think he's been sick. Very, very good. And his progressive passing has been very, very good. But obviously, Haaland is Haaland. And I don't really want to see us sit back. And I know we're going to, but I don't want to see us do it. Because the only way for me to get at City, logically, if anyone noticed, it's not sitting back. He's actually trying to get at them more time and being a little bit more brave. The moment you sit back, Bernardo Silva or Foden or one of them lot pop up with some sort of goal and then they have that De Gea mistake. Good luck. That's it. Confidence gone. Guy's crap anyways. So, and then he shits the bed. I just feel like, yeah, I'm still gonna say Man United will win this because it is a derby. You know, they're our second biggest rivals. It is what it is, man.
No, I respect that. You know what? Like hearing both of you talk about it, you're both coming from different sides. In terms, obviously you are, but like in terms of the way how you're thinking and your thoughts about the game, your approach is very different. I think I understand where you're coming from because you don't want to big up too much chest because you know how dangerous they are. I know Daps, you're not obviously being boasty, but you're very calm, collected, like very composed. And I think that kind of says a lot about your team. And I think that says a lot about the Man United team. Lewis, I'll go to you next year. This is me speaking about them too, yeah? What do you see in this game? And not only that, how do you see the approach from both teams? Do you think it is going to be a Man City domination as always and Man United counter-attack? Or do you think Man United might spring a surprise, potentially, and be a bit more attacking?
Maybe United will try to be more attacking, but I think City will dominate possession anyway. United's best bet for me is in transition, but I don't know. I just don't really see them winning this one. I don't think they get battered, but like Dap said, I could see a 2-0. Not necessarily in the first half, but maybe one goal in either half, kill it off, and then be dead with about 30 minutes to go. But I expect City to dominate the game. It's a bigger pitch. It suits them. The form they've been in going into not the end of the season, but winning the league when it was serious was unstoppable. And I think they'll still have that same mentality. And yeah, I expect them to win on Saturday.
You say bigger pitch, but Man United's got the biggest pitch. Last time played on the biggest pitch. You won.
Do you guys?
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. I didn't even know that. I think I said anything.
Fair play. Welcome to the show, by the way, George. Big up, bro. Lee, what are you saying about this game, bro? And like, do you like? How do you? Because you like what Cass said. Your predictions, some of them have been pretty good this season. Not your own team, but other teams. But
yeah, no, that's the last time I give this guy a prop. You know, I can't do it no more, man. It's the start.
Shout out to my guy Matt as well in the chat. But you know what I do want to say as well. Listen, Kaz and Daps, man, you lot got some nice backgrounds in there. I ain't seen that, so yeah. Listen, shout out to you lot, man. I'm liking the background still. But You know what?
All jokes aside, yeah. What you said about this game though? Like, how do you see it going? Like,
it's mad because I actually, in my heart of heart, I don't see anything but a Man City win. But you know what I'm scared about? I'm scared the fact that Man City didn't play their strong team against Brentford, and I think just the fact that I know doesn't really matter because none of their first team has played, but it's the thing with them where they've actually got an L that they saw last as a club, and I think that's just something which it can play on the minds a little bit. It can play on the minds a little bit, but yeah, listen, man, I think the no Lisandro Martinez. I think you've lost Rashford on the left hand side. I think Casemiro is playing really well, but that midfield can be got at quite easily. I think Bruno, he more time than not does drop disaster classes. Sancho, I'm so disappointed with him. I think he's such a pretender. I'm really, I don't know how to give Man United any credit. Even if I really try, Rashford's kind of fallen off a little bit from those amazing standards that he set in, January, February, and March. I'm not too sure how I can actually give Man United the props, because Man City, if they get 30-40 minutes into the game and they're popping, I don't see how you can stop them. And I think, what I saw against Real Madrid, I think Man United are going to do well. They're not going to have the ball. I think they're not going to have the ball, and it's going to be very difficult. But listen, I've not rated Ten Hag all season, and this is his time to prove it to me. This is the game for him to show up and show out. No mistakes, no kind of like dilly-dallying, no silly substitutions. Go out there with whatever game plan you've got. He did his rallying cry last week. This is the time for the players to show out. Like, he's writing checks for his team, and they've got to cash it. That's what's going to happen, and hopefully they do. So I think Man United do have a small chance, but I can't see how they actually win the game, because even if they did score, I don't see how I don't see Man City scoring 2 goals. I don't see how you don't see 3 goals. De Gea, do I trust him? No. So it's very difficult for me to give props to United. And listen, they finished third, and they've been playing well. They beat Fulham, I believe, by 2-1 in the last game of the season. They beat Bournemouth away 1-0. So yeah, like, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure how I can actually back Man United. So
smash Chelsea form, which ain't hard to do with it, Alali.
The Chelsea thing. Yeah, I never gave any credence when we beat them as well.
That was so unnecessary.
We beat Chelsea.
And the thing, and listen, if we have to be real, Chelsea played well in that first half.
They did, bro.
They really played well in that first half. Lewis Hall had a few chances, whipped it in, but you got Hazard, Mr. That header. What was his name? Conor Gallagher missed a clear chance. So I'm not really too sure.
That.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I agree with that one, man. It was a bit lacking,
but maybe, and again, to give Man United credit, maybe they just thought it was Chelsea. Maybe because Chelsea ain't on shit this season, so maybe that's what it is. So
I think we just got to be looking for that back post, man. I know Ten Hag will look at that. I mean, Pep swing those crosses in back post, you will hurt them. De Gea don't like collecting the ball, man. And you can do that all the time. Mahrez or Bernardo, or De Bruyne. But I think De Bruyne's going to
Kevin.
That's why I need a Fred job on him. Like, literally, do what you did at Old Trafford. Don't give him just follow it. Do you think
he can do that again? Do you honestly bet that Fred can do that against De Bruyne again?
Fred's on good form. KDB's on tremendous form. It would be an interesting battle, but you know what it is? I've seen Fred do great for 70 minutes against a player. Yeah. One moment, mate. One moment. I think did it not happen at Old Trafford as well, Daps? To Grealish. One moment, KDB cross Jack Grealish in the back post.
Do you know what just came? Sorry to cut you, bro. Do you know what I just thought of, actually? I know we're talking about KDB, but do you know another player who I think has been absolutely sensational for City, and we haven't mentioned him yet? Gundogan.
Yeah.
Bro, because here's the thing. Kevin De Bruyne gets a lot of attention, and rightly so, because he's that great. Bro, Kevin De Bruyne, he's just serious, isn't it? He's a serious guy. When he steps onto that football pitch, you know what he's about. Gundogan is another problem that kind of goes under the radar, but he shouldn't, because he's world class.
Yeah,
George, Yeah, no, I'll come back to you. I'm come back to you. That was
yeah.
quickly. I saw the George. Just quickly on that. Yeah, do you think Gundogan could be that guy again because too much attention will be on KDB, or do you just still see it as it's just going to be another KDB show, another KDB clinic? Like if you stop KDB, you might have a chance.
I mean, look, Gundogan seems to be about these big moments. Did it last year for the final game of the season. I think he definitely can step up to the plate, especially being the captain as well. He's the leader. He's doing it by example these last few games. Well, when he's played the last few games. I think for me, the only thing that like I'm a little bit confused by with City is that Pep goes on about having this momentum and like rightly so, like he had it throughout the rest of the end of the season to be able to get the title win. But to then sort of like field a completely second team and lose like the last game.
Yeah.
You then absolutely cannot afford to lose the FA Cup final going into the Champions League because we all know that's what he wants realistically. He wants that Champions League win. And if you got back-to-back L's before that game, then it's going to start playing on the minds again, I feel. And I don't understand
George,
why.
do you watch NBA?
I used to. I haven't watched it recently. No.
Yeah, obviously, just backing up your point as well. I think obviously I watch a lot of NBA as well, a lot of American sports, and the fact that the Denver Nuggets they beat the Lakers in four games, they clean sweep, and I think they would have had 10, 11 games off. And no, listen, I'm a LeBron fan, so it hurts me as well. But
I thought you was aiming at me, and I was like, bro, this ain't the time, you know.
The fact that they've had 10, 11 games off,
I'm already down already.
They could be a little bit rusty when they go into backing up George's point. I think the fact
Edison might be as well. You know, I know Ortega's been playing the last
Ortega will start in the cup final. I think. Yeah, he will.
I think he will as well.
That's
I
mad,
think so as well. Yeah, I think he does. I think he
understand. That's a bit risky.
He's done it before. He's done it before, innit? He's done it before.
But even if you look at little things, the fact that certain players didn't travel because he probably thought you don't. This is what I started by saying, that Pep has every faith now that when they need to switch on, they need to switch on. Just to go back on Gundogan, do you know what? There was an interview I saw the other day. I think it was probably after we won the league, and or it might have been against, who was it? Where Gundogan scored that goal, the flick, was it Everton? I think. And Gundogan was saying, you know, I'm not an amazing player. And Roy Keane goes, no, you are an amazing player. He's just humble with it. But the truth is, the last 3 seasons without Gundogan. So this season, obviously, captain, and we saw him in big games towards the end of the season, popping up, scoring goals. Last season, obviously, the Villa game. The season before that, people were forgetting that when De Bruyne got injured late January, Gundogan stepped up, played full snow, and was our top goal scorer.
Bro, do you know what I was going to say to you? Just quickly, remember what you're going to say. I just wanted to just let you know. You already probably know the stat. That season you're talking about, the 2020 to 2021 season, bro, the man got 17 goals.
Yeah. And do you know what it is? It's because the guy is so intelligent, and he knows when to hit the box at the right time. And we just spoke on this on Never a Foul, that someone will say, oh, you know what, I think Jack Grealish has done a good job this season, or this player or that player. But what it is that Pepper's got Man City now where everyone knows what they're doing. And here's the thing, that Grealish's job, people say Grealish doesn't get many goals, doesn't get many assists. Athletic did these 3 diagrams from the Real Madrid game that were perfect. They're moving diagrams, and it showed when Grealish gets the ball, an arrow pointed where defenders will think he's going to run. And 1 or 2 players will go in that position. Then it will show another where they think he's going to pass the ball, and another one will come in to block that off. Then it will show where Haaland's going to make a run, and it shows 2 defenders going with Haaland. And then it will show Grealish will pop the ball back to where Gundogan's just running in with 5 players pulled out of the game, 2 on Haaland, 3 on Grealish, and it will just be popped back to Gundogan in the perfect place. And this is where he's got that clinicalness of like Lampard, Yaya, where from outside of the box, he'll just pick his place in wherever. And it's just that now Pep has the team moving like that. Look, you are right with momentum. I think momentum is important. But I think the other thing is we've got to understand that with momentum, there is the fact that we've probably played, the last 25 games, 1 every 3 a week sometimes, right? That some of the players are knackered. Like they actually just need a rest, because now we've got to go up against, they've probably got to have, and I don't just mean tired as in physically on the pitch, right? Whatever has been going on mentally in all these players' heads for the last 25 games, they're about to have probably 2 of the biggest weeks mentally they've had for a long time. So, look, I think Pep said to a few of them, look, where's your head at? Do you need a bit of chill time, downtime with the family, and whatever, before we get into the hardest 10 to 12 days mentally and physically that you are going to take?
Let me tell you about that as well, right? Because someone who we know quite well, I won't say his name on the screen, but he stunt doubles for quite a few, athletes, and he was chatting to me about he stunt doubled for Ake recently, and he stunt doubled for Rashford as well recently, and he was telling me how the difference between Pep and Ten Hag, and he was like, listen, Ake, he gave some truths, man. He gave some real truths about Pep, saying how he fully likes to give their players days off, so they come back hungry. They want to come back. They gives them 2 or 3 days. Whereas at Man United, when he spoke to Rashford, he's like, the players have to really bargain to kind of get days off, and the difference in how the managers work. And he was just, listen, man, when he told me about Pep, what Ake said about Pep, yeah, listen, I had to give him some more flowers, because the way that Pep's got that team, looking and moving, and the way he kind of manages that squad, different. And look, we can talk about Arteta, we can talk about Klopp, but what Ake told me about what Ake told my friend who told me about Pep is he's moving different this season, man. He's moving different. So fair play, man. Fair play. Listen, hopefully, as George said, hopefully it works out right. And the fact that he's given them days off, he didn't bring them down for Brentford, it works, because if they do lose 2 games in a row, well, I mean, it goes into insignificance, because you can't say you're the best team in the world ever, can you? Because you ain't won the treble, innit? So
I don't know, you know what for me is, I think it's more to do with, I don't think the players need to be watching what Pep's tactics should more time be. I think where that's explained it is like where 2 players go to gang up on Grealish. I'm not joking. I think in fullback situations, I'd rather have Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw, like, what's it called? Big themselves up a little bit, like, what's the word you would say? Like, believe in yourself to take that man, because if you can have that battle,
self-confidence, isn't it? Having some confidence.
You're gonna lose some battles, you're gonna win some battles. But it's true, man. As soon as you have 2-man double up, recycle the ball, someone's running, and before you know it, there's another run from a centre mid, whether it's KDB, whether it's Gundogan or something, and it's just a recycle job. I don't really want to see us sit back deep. I don't think we need to. I think that's exactly what Haaland wants. And I know Haaland's, bro, the guy can run, bro. Like, he's fast. Don't get me wrong,
Haaland rapid, bro.
Rapid. But the thing is, I'd rather City spray the ball long than do their short, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Because they'll drag you. It's like chess for them. It's chess. They draw you out.
Yeah. I can trust Shaw a little bit. I can trust Shaw's pace. I can trust Varane's pace. Not so much Lindelof. He'll get burnt and out-muscled.
Yeah.
No, but Haaland is strong. Even Michael Antonio saying, bro, Haaland in on filthy fellas. And bro, he's strong like that. And obviously, Wan-Bissaka's got amazing recovery pace. And what Man City don't have is actually a lot of pace. If we deep it, what they lack on is the only pace they got really going for them. Grealish is a lot faster than people make him out to be.
I fully agree.
He's a lot more fast. And Bernardo's obviously not as quick when he's got great acceleration. But that's
he's not quick. Yeah, he's not quick.
I think they're quick with the ball at their feet.
Yeah. That's why I say I don't really want to. I'd rather have our chances against not too high, our mid block against Haaland, rather than playing a low block or too high. If you're playing too high, you're kind of naive. You're so naive to play against, and you just get played out of the park. I just want to see a bit of courage from Man United, and I can tell from the first 10 minutes will show everything that you need to know in a game and how you're going to go about it.
Facts.
And I feel like Man United, you need to start strong. And if you don't start strong, you set the precedent for seats saying, we're going to have the ball, and you're getting them comfortable in the ball. It's going to be hard. It's going to be super hard.
I'm extremely interested to see Wan-Bissaka versus Grealish. I think that's going to be a very interesting battle. Because his recovery tackles are different, to be fair to him. Like, that's going to be some matchup.
And that's the thing with Grealish at the moment. Do you know what? I was on City Live the other week with David James, right? And he made an unreal point about the difference in Grealish this season and last season. That last season, everyone knows Grealish gets fouled a lot, right? But last season, it felt like when Grealish was making runs, he kind of wanted to be fouled, right? Whereas now, Grealish is like, I don't want to be fouled because I know I'm going to cause more damage with the ball at my feet. And you see that with so much more intention in his runs now. And I think Cass is right that I also think when players double up on a player, there's more chance of a foul being conceded for me, because like neither of them are too sure what's going on. And I'd love to see Wan-Bissaka try and do it by himself. The hard thing with that is if you do that and you don't cover the angles right, then next minute balls can be popped about, and within 2 seconds we've broke clear. But it's interesting because Fraser's right. Foden. Walker's our quickest player, isn't he? But don't look
him versus Vinny, man. That was that's crazy.
That isn't how we play, though. We don't play that. Look, the only reason why we really and truly have got pace is for them counters. Like that's where Walker's been so important. I even said it. Like if you look at the Liverpool game this season when we played Liverpool, and it was a Cancelo foul for the penalty, wasn't it?
Yeah,
right. And Walker was injured, so. I said at the time, this is the issue, that when Walker is not on the pitch, the last man was Cancelo. The last man being Cancelo is not a good thing because he hasn't got the recovery pace that Walker's got. Therefore, he's going to bring a man down, whereas Walker will back himself that I don't need to bring a man down because I'll just beat him to the ball. So,
do you not remember Vinny? Do you remember Vinny against Walker? And everyone thought Vinny was in on goal, but Walker's just like, mate.
That was crazy.
He gave him a head start.
The maddest thing is his age, man. I think I've seen Walker look at like young lads and look at them, and he's static. They're running. He's looking at them like, go on then. Go on, I dare you. And then literally, it's unreal, man. I think that's
right. He's a good character. He's a great character.
Hey, mods, if you're about, do us a favour, mate.
I didn't even know these things still
exist.
exist.
I get those spams all the time.
Bro, you know, like I'm doing it on my ones, bro. I don't know where the mods are. Hey, mods. Listen.
You gotta put like delayed comments on for like 10 seconds or something. That always helps.
Who's Charlie Wyatt?
Some next things,
I think they're Stranger Things characters.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they look like it.
Chelsea interested in Maguire.
Yeah, they are.
I don't understand. But what I don't understand is that how can you have such time to do this stuff? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. But they just
you talking about? Wait, what are you on about? What are you talking about, Maguire, Chelsea? What?
There's a. I just see a link from Maguire. Obviously, he could be. I don't know who Charlie White. He works for the Sun newspaper or something like that. And I said the Sun. My bad. On Liverpool channel.
What's this story that Man U would owe him 10 million if he moved?
I don't know. Like,
is that just some contract thing or something?
No, you lot could offer Maguire as part of the package to sign Mount. We're not interested.
I mean,
I can't believe you guys want 80 mil. That's outrageous.
Yeah. I want 80 million cash and on Maguire.
You know you're not getting 80 million anyways.
I'll take 60. I would have taken the opening offer. I'll be real. But it looks like you'll give us more than that.
Would you have Maguire at Tottenham, George?
Let me do the thing on
He's way better. He's way better than Dyer in that.
No.
Yeah, bro.
He's good for England.
But I can't lie. He's better than all your. I'm not gonna lie. He's better than all your centre backs.
And our centre backs are probably the worst centre backs in England.
Maguire,
but that still doesn't mean I want
Maguire for Tottenham captain next season.
Matt, go on customization, and put into.
I'm literally just going into now. I'm just going into my thing now. Yeah.
I think that could work. Maguire, new lease of life. Tottenham, new lease of life. Part of the Kane deal.
Maguire, Dyer, Sanchez. I'm here for it.
I'm here for it, Lewis.
I'm here for it.
Amazing.
They'll turn like a truck.
What if I'll tell you what if they threw in Martial as well?
No, I don't want that to happen still.
George?
Martial, Maguire, and 170 million for Kane. Oh, interesting.
170 million. Where are you getting that from? What would you rather do? Can I ask you a question then, George?
Yeah.
I got a feel because Benzema. I don't know if Benzema's actually leaving or not. I think he is, right?
He is confirmed. Yeah, confirmed.
It was confirmed that he's leaving.
Who is? Sorry, I missed a bit.
Benzema.
Can you see? Can you see either Real Madrid going in for Kane, and can you see him like rejecting it at all? Because we was having this conversation earlier.
He's already rejected Bayern Munich.
But let's be honest, Bayern Munich were actually never in for him. The thing is, they were never in for him. Bayern Munich's got their own problems going on. That's why they were looking at players like Vlahovic and that because they can get them like for 50 million. Real Madrid come in now. They just lost their star striker. Not just any striker. We're talking about link up. I thought I saw him type something on the Twitter that he's not don't believe the media or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that stuff as well. I didn't.
You man, just quickly, where's the slow-mo thing? I'm on the video now.
Personalization.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, like I was just thinking, like if Real Madrid was to come in for him, people say, "No, he wouldn't want to go." I can't remember who said it exactly. I was on a stream earlier saying he wouldn't want to go.
How many seconds, guys? Quickly.
5.
Yeah,
just
calm.
5-10 seconds.
Yeah.
Calm. 10 seconds. Calm.
I was going to say, do you think he'd be tempted, or people like, no, he wants to protect his high goal thing?
No, listen, he definitely would be tempted. And I think out of all the European teams, they by far would have the best chance of getting him. But I don't know, man. I really just don't see Kane going abroad unless it's literally like end of his career, sort of winding down a little bit.
So you're saying Levy's just going to do the thing where he's run down his
contract. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I've missed that part. Are you guys talking about Harry Kane?
Yeah. If you were to
listen, no, calm, because that's a great segue, because that was on the... You man carry on.
Okay, cool.
I'm trying to help you out, Matt. You know what I mean? Like,
help him. Yeah, you're helping a brother out. And I appreciate that, because I'm just trying to sort out this foolishness in the background.
Yeah, I think like I know we've said this loads of times before, but I think people like really are like seriously underestimating like how much of a like Chinkford London boy this guy is. Like, with the family, like fourth kid on the way. Like, it's not. I know he's only 29, 10, and 30 this year, but at this point, I just don't see it. I can't see him moving now to then just come back in 2-3 years' time.
I mean, let's be fair. If he can't even talk English, what chances you have in Spanish?
Probably find it easier.
Right, the leaders was just like, no, but you know what though?
Listen, I'm being serious though. Listen, as I said, from what I was told, he is not going abroad. It's not happening.
You don't think you? All right, let me ask you this though.
I said this from day one. It's Man United or nowhere.
Yeah,
and then you can decide next year.
Do you know? No, but all right, George. Let me ask you this here, just quickly. So there was a lot of talk today about Benzema potentially leaving, but apparently Benzema might be staying now. Yeah, don't know if you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Now, but let's just say he does go. You don't think Real Madrid might ask for a Kane, and Kane's just going to be like, "No, I'm staying at Spurs, or I'm going to stay in." What you think he wouldn't go for that opportunity at Real Madrid? Kane.
I'm not saying he's going to turn it down straight away. It's just I think for him personally, it's a massive thing to move to. I feel like we look at football as a bit too like numbers on a piece of paper or something. Like, it's just see, Real Madrid, like how
non-human.
Yeah, but like honestly, he's just a different breed of person. I just can't see him going abroad at all, especially now that he's actually so close to that
How
goal
old
record.
Is his newborn? How old is the newborn? Is the newborn just been born?
I think she might be still be pregnant or just born, something like that. Like, he's got
okay, yeah, that's a big.
Kids are on the way or like
well,
just been born. So
yeah, with all jokes aside, when it comes to family, them things that you have to weigh that up in it. So
especially 4 kids, goddamn, mums is gonna want some help with some of them kids. Like,
trust, I hear that.
I think even his wife would be tempted to go to sunny Spain and all that kind of stuff. You've been in England for so long.
Not with 4 kids, bro.
Not with 4 kids.
No, I don't know. Not with a new. Well, there's talk. The last thing I heard, though, Lee, I don't know if you've heard it. It's Man United apparently that if there's one club in England,
if there's one club, it's Man United. I've said this the whole time.
It's not happening. It's happening in summer though. I can actually tell you that officially. Like Ty told me yesterday. I can say it now. Before the Mason Mount news came out, before the 2 strikers that were named today, which is Kolo Muani and Rasmus Højlund. He said that to me on stream, and you could see my face blatantly getting pissed off. No way are we getting
The thing is, we're demanding 115 million plus from an English team for him, so it's
not going to happen.
How old is Kane though? How old is Kane?
29,
30 this year.
He ain't going.
And how many years has he got left?
What he's going to do?
He's got 1 year.
I think what he'll do is.
What contract? Sorry, just quickly. What the contract expires in 24?
Yeah, June 24 or July 24.
Bro, Levy's chatting.
The problem.
Yeah, but this is the thing, right? It's not about like what he should be worth or this, that, and the other. Like, we simply cannot replace Kane.
No, you can't.
And especially if it's to another England
you
club.
Go next, bro. You go next.
That's why he's setting the price astronomically, because he knows that people just aren't going to pay it.
I don't know, man. For me, the perfect scenario again is like, look, I don't care if Qatar do come in. I don't fancy paying 150 million. Even if Kane was to come, we're not getting no title next season. I think it's like Man United. If Ten Hag looks at it logically, I'd rather get a young striker in now. And if Marcel, we're not going to ship Marcel. No one's going to come in for Marcel. People got to get used to the idea. Unless you eliminate his contract or something, he's not going nowhere. So I'd rather get like a Kolo Muani or a Højlund. And I think we're going to get Højlund because of the price tag and stuff like that, and his age and etc. etc. I can see, look, Marcel's contract expires next season. Get him out, Kane in, and then that third season is like, okay, Kane, you're probably the missing piece now to really go for that title. If we built something good for next season, that would be the only way I can think of the perfect scenario for it. But I just can't see Man United paying 150 million for him, and there's literally 0-0 negotiations with Levy because he will drag it out so your club can suffer.
It'll be until deadline day, and you won't let it get that far anyway. So it's
sorry, Lee. What was you gonna say, bro? What was you gonna say about this?
Listen, you know, I see so much crap on Twitter, man. It's so crazy the amount of the jargon.
Of course,
transfers. I'll be honest, man. Like, I do not see him going anywhere. I think he's going to stay at Spurs. I think he'll stay at Spurs this season, and he can review his options. I think Man United will try and do a little stopgap. They'll also, I think the issue that Man United have is the owners. This is not me knowing anything, but I think the owners' issue of the club will kind of make them lead to the point where they don't know if they want to spend this big money on the striker. So I think they'll wait until next season.
I agree.
Where they'll and then I think Kane can kind of see the landscape. So listen, I think that's
I can also very much see him signing a new deal with a release clause for next
year. But if he does, that is
he won't sign a new deal. He definitely won't sign a new deal.
I think he will with a release if it's a release clause for next summer.
What he will do for sure is I think he's going to stay there. From what I've heard, and stuff like that, I think he's going to stay there, and then he can see what's going on because Benzema would have gone. He may then want to go. But someone he built his house from scratch, a plot of land he bought, and he built his house. I just don't, like, even logically speaking, it doesn't make sense him doing that. But listen, man, if he does want to stay in England and go to Newcastle, what Liverpool 12th?
Yeah, big up 12th man. Yeah, what about this? Could you not see this happening?
I could see that happening. I could, but
no.
Again.
I
just think that it can, but it can't. I think
they just spent 75 mil on Isak. I ain't sure about that.
Yeah, you know what though? But you know what? Sometimes to level up, you can get rid of a Callum Wilson because Callum Wilson can't hold a flame. And listen, Champions League, there'll be another year.
You're right.
Well, I think you underrated.
I hear it, but same way they got two good strikers.
No, not disrespecting Callum. Yeah, no, we're not disrespecting. No. What is this? What I was going to say?
Look at Newcastle right now. They've got Miguel Almiron. I'm telling you, when they realize that they can get a better player than him, he'll be out the door.
Yeah, they've done very well.
They've got Joe Linton. When they realize that they can get better than him,
they've done Newcastle though, because they've done their thing. No one can't say nothing to them because if anything, they've been one of the surprise teams. Really, I don't hate them. I just
no. Actually, I'll say again. I don't hate them. I'm hating on them.
I hate them. I always knew you hate them all year, Cass, but now you've.
I'm hating on them because every player that they're linked with, I want pretty much.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. Even last week in Milton Keynes, we went over to Milton Keynes because Steve was staying over there Saturday night, and there was about 50 Geordies down staying there. But Cass couldn't stand being round them. You've got mad hate for you. It's like, come, let's leave. We just got in, so he's like, come, let's leave.
I love Geordies, man. They're great people, man. Geordies are so fun to be around. They're just so chatty and everything. They hate Man United as well, to be fair. Don't let them bullshit you. Even heard of it, they can't stand.
It's
Man
just
United.
a football rivalry. That's just normal, isn't it? Yeah. It's the rivalry.
All because of Shearer.
They're linked with a player that we were linked with, and I thought it was an off chance. Plays for Celta Vigo. Gabby Veiga.
Yeah, bro.
I think Mount is not going there no more. I think the injury stuff is like, nah, bun that. Gabby Veiga now, and that 8-10. Let me tell you, this geezer is he's a
no. If he settles, if he actually goes to Newcastle and he settles down, bro, it's a problem. They don't have a baller in their hands. It's like it'll be another. Yeah, it'll be like kind of a masterstroke how they did with Bruno Guimaraes, isn't it?
That's what I think. I feel they still need a DM, but I think Bruno Guimaraes can definitely do it. But I feel they need cover. I think it's not. I don't think they need to get rid of anyone. I think Saint Maximin is gone though. To be fair,
which is kind of mad. But bro, I'm not gonna lie though.
Injuries.
It's a meal. He's got the man's got all the band like a mummy, bro. You know, like it's kind of crazy. Like what's happened to him? He went from having a knee brace like Stone Cold Steve Austin to literally just like. Man's got tape on his pinky, everything, bro. He's kind of mad. I can't.
I don't get the tape on the pinky thing. Like,
I don't understand that, bro. He ain't got no pinky, Rick. Like, what is this?
Probably cut himself putting all the other bandages on.
Style, man, might be the style, isn't it?
No, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Every time he walks onto the pitch, I think, right. He looks like he's the way he's taped up. You think, right, is he gonna break down? Like,
at least he gets on the pitch, unlike Martial. To be fair,
yeah, at least. Whoa, he's actually played not actually that much more.
Has he played more than Martial though?
No, I mean, I tell you, Martial's paid minimal. Like he's paid like 800 minutes this season.
Was I reading something correctly about Martial, or was it like a full statement where he spoke about how he couldn't run?
He's got literally he's had 7 different injuries, and I think 5 of them in different areas this season. His back, his hammy, his muscle tears, his ankle. And there was another one. I can't remember.
Did he get an injury the other day?
Quick
Yeah,
side
he
note
went
talking
to
about
Arsenal,
injuries.
on the
I
pitch
always
or
thought
something.
Martial was an Arsenal player, the way how he
How long do we
played.
see Jude Bellingham lasting when we talk about injuries?
You know what? Wait,
He's
listen,
already taped up with an ankle.
Real Madrid's problem.
He's got a knee brace.
That ain't a Liverpool problem.
even
That's
20.
a Madrid problem.
I think
No, but you're
Lee
right
said-
though.
I
He
think
might
Lee
miss the
said-
Euros.
I think Lee said, I don't know why, Rival show on a Sunday. Oh, no, it might have been on a Wednesday one or Tuesday, sorry. He's saying like the brother's already got, like, he was talking about Liverpool. It's like, why do you want Jude Bellingham when his knees already all taped up and everything? The guy's got the fitness issues, And I think someone said along the lines a few weeks later, said, I think Liverpool might have, I think it might have been that, might have dodged a bullet. Might have dodged a bullet with that one, because why would you want to do this and go spend on the money? Look what you're doing now. Look, this McAllister thing has been going on for quite a minute now, and I think Fabrizio is holding you lot because now you're linked with Kone, now you're linked with Kefren Turam. And like, you're looking at midfielders, and I think Kone is going to get done quick with your new director of football, German links and everything, yada yada yada.
I'm hoping, bro. Trust me.
I'm not joking. If Pablo's in here watching, when I heard that the Kone link, I screamed, man. I was actually upset. That's not what I want. I'm actually upset. He's such a good player.
Kaz, don't worry, man. You ain't missing out on much. Trust me. I promise you.
Of course not.
Manu Kone, I'm missing out, mate.
Bro, trust me. You ain't
We're
missing
linked with Mason
They
Mount.
got Thomas Partey in it, and also Xhaka.
Can I say this again? We're linked with Mason Mount, and they're getting
Prime
Kone.
bottlers.
I like Mason Mount. Can I just put that out there?
If Man United were to get another midfielder that can actually keep the ball and stuff like that.
Ole, Mason's out.
Is that why?
Hold on, he's got a picture of.
Yeah, that's why he's put his
That's
camera.
why I was laughing.
Hey, that's cut the mouth. Hey, listen. You know what? Just
Let's
for that,
go,
man. You see, hey, Lewis.
I can understand, what
I
think I kind of understand what Ten Hag's trying to do, because if you get your Kim Min-jae a goalkeeper, and whatnot, because you got some good ball players there. You know, Delo is a good ball player. Martinez. If Brad ain't actually that good on the ball, Kim Min-jae is very good at driving, very fast. Shaw's very good on the ball. Get a new goalkeeper. I can see what you're trying to go for, more rigid. You know, win the ball back quicker. It's kind of similar to Liverpool, but then it's like, look at your goal scorers. That's why then you need your technical ballers and the striker. That's why I say Vlahovic and them players don't make sense. Putting Mount in there, I wouldn't actually mind it. Man United need to hit a homegrown quota now, because we're about to get rid of 4 or 5 British players, allegedly, anyways. So I can understand it, but that means go get another midfielder. We still don't have a backup DM. Go get me one that's actually technically sound. And that's where I'm looking at Man United thinking, cool, you get your goalkeeper, get your striker, get your centre mid. It looks like that's happening. Get your centre back. It looks like that's happening. Where the money's coming from shows me that the ownership's already done. So, because otherwise you ain't got nothing going on, because that's extra millions. But then it's the extras. It looks like we're not getting no new right back. We're not going to get no new left back. Delo just got his new contract. Wan-Bissaka's already said that it's not going to happen. It's not going nowhere. So it's like the extras, the luxury players. I need that centre mid. I need that DM. I just don't trust this club to do it. And it's weird that we're getting business done early, or trying to, or they're going to try. But
I think it's the ownership, like what Lee said. I think what it is just that if you kind of know you're going to get them new owners, then you might make moves knowing that they're kind of pulling strings, but they're not doing it officially. But I think because things are still a little bit up in the air, that's why. Because even for us,
they're not trying to dial down more prices. That's all it is. So what they're doing is obviously waiting, but they're waiting for the cup final to be finished to announce to go out on a high. So there's no more any backlash or anything like that, because it's all.
Why would you need to go out on a high, Cass? Aren't you going to go out on a high anyway after the cup final?
Yeah, when we win.
Right, we read out a couple of the super chats, then we're going to get onto the next part of the show. Lukaku not losing the final, unfortunately. Daps.
Okay.
No, he's with. What's it called?
Is he not playing then?
Boy. Martial, big up Jay as well. Martial will come good, Cass. Give him an extension. Yeah, they're just
hold on. Who did Jay support?
In Liverpool, innit? You know.
Right. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
No, bro, the mad thing is there's still 1 or 2 deluded United fans out there that are still backing him.
Look at these little weevils coming in. Just because I said yesterday, I was back in Greenwood. I was back in the someone compared Greenwood's situation to what Wayne Rooney did, and that made my head get hot, bro. And I said a couple swear words and I was getting at him, but I'm the guy that's acting like a bad man. Clearly someone hasn't been grown up by their mum or nothing like that. No way. I'm not growing up around no woman. I ain't trying to hear that, K2. Get the fuck out of here. How about that?
Boy,
guys,
Jay
man.
again. He says Kone walks into Arsenal's midfield. Only guy better than him. Lee, would you agree or disagree with that? Like, without being biased, though, bro. Do you think Kone's a good player in your opinion, or you think he's not that good from what you think? What your opinion on it? What's your opinion on Kone?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, man. Let's get into the team of the season, bro. Because I know Liverpool fans are precious, man.
So, I'm just asking you a question about. I don't understand.
Oh, whatever. What we doing next?
I didn't have team. I didn't have that on the agenda.
Oh, sorry,
I need you to answer. I need you to answer this question, though.
Nah, mate. Listen. If you like him, Liverpool fans, I'm happy for you, innit? But he ain't that guy, so it's cool.
You don't think he's that guy?
Nah, man.
Fair play.
But listen, Liverpool fans like Poch, so it is what it is, isn't it?
He's a good player.
Poch is a good player, though. Why would we not like him?
Yeah. If we were in the championship, but it is what it is, man.
Wow, that's how salty we're getting now.
What, can I just ask the question? Why on God's green earth would I be salty? And can I be honest? Like, I don't need to fake it. I don't rate ESR. He's my own player. I don't think he's good.
I don't think we should call him ESR. I think we should just call him Emil Smith Rowe, to be honest.
Whatever you want to call him.
He don't deserve the abbreviation.
Whatever you want to call him, I don't care. So it doesn't bother me. So I don't.
Man.
Lee, I'm with you on this one, though. Real talk.
I don't need to be out here like pretending that these guys are good. Listen,
no,
man,
I'm not asking you to pretend, bro. I'm genuinely asking you a question.
If you like him, and you think he's the guy that's going to come in and transform your team, listen, man. I've been hearing a lot about Liverpool fans recently, so fair enough, man. Good on you.
I'm interested to see his development of slide touch because he's obviously had his injuries and bro, look how tall he is now, man. Damn. I'm interested to see what. I don't think he can do that wing play thing no more. I think he's just got to stick him in the 8. I think that's where his future lies in the 8 and see if he can go from there. He might be valuable more than you think about it. But I hear you. Where Arsenal want to be, you can't be doing, let's see the potential of their value. We need to see that. Maybe give him a loan and then maybe judge him from there or something like that, I would say. Maybe.
Yeah, for me, as I said, look, I think he's Smith Rose. He's a decent little player, but listen, Arsenal fans, some of them love them, some of them love him. But if I want to chase Man City, I need needle movers. And some of the players that we're linked to, some of the players I know we're getting in for certain, I'm happy. So I'm not worried about ESR. I'm not worried about Kone. I'm not worried about them. So keep it moving, man.
Yeah, I think you're right on ESR because I heard earlier in the season that, a few Arsenal fans saying, oh, you've got to remember we've got ESR coming back. He's going to make the world of difference. And then the fact is that when it got to the business end of the season, the fact that Arteta didn't give him those chances, to me, tells me all I need to know, that Arteta, ultimately. The only thing I would say is you never know that he might think, you know what, he had a long time out. I don't want to throw him in at that point. Give him the summer, link up with the team, and you'll probably know a lot more around August. If
listen. And you listen, for me, good on him. He took the number 10. He wanted that number, but he likes to have his socks down like Jack Grealish and stuff. Listen, all of that stuff irrelevant to me, man. Just do what you need to do on the pitch, and that's it. But as I said, look, it's not a dig at Mr. Smith Rowe. I was just trying to prove a point. It's not hating. It's not. I've got Saka, Martinelli, and Saliba. I think I know quite a good young player, and I think I know a good potential generational player. So I don't need to be worrying about the Secic. I don't need to be worrying about all of these players. So, and I was giving an example of, I'm not hating because I can talk about my own players and I know that some of them are not good enough. So I'm not hating. So I don't need to care.
Just throw one in the mix. George, sorry, every now and again, I'm just going to come up with names. So I'm trying to help you out over at Tottenham. Calvin Phillips, would you have him? Good deal for him.
Yeah, I would.
You would?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, you lot are in the mud. Jesus.
No, we don't have
if we're throwing names, would you like some attackers?
You've got plenty. You can hold on to those.
Aubameyang wants to go to another London club.
Hopper.
No. We ain't got a DM. We need one badly.
It's crazy how much. It's crazy how you know what I don't like thinking about. Yeah, is the fact that we're gonna probably give you around 50 million just for you to go fund for Caicedo, and then you're gonna get rid of Conor. What's Conor Gallagher's price right now that he's been quoted?
Conor Gallagher's 40 mil. Mount's about 6.
You won't get him sold for 40 million, but I'd say you get around.
Everton offered 40 mil in January.
That's January, but this is now, and I can't lie. You're not in a position to negotiate right now.
How do you feel about Kovacic?
That English tax, though, it hits hard, like you've seen with now.
What about your highly rated youngster, Ruben Loftus-Cheek? Like, he might come good. He's going to AC Milan.
Yeah, I think he's going to go for about 20 mil.
Do you still own Gilmore? Is Gilmore still yours?
No, we sold him.
Billy! Is it Billy Gilmore?
Wanted to be with Potter, and Potter went the other way.
Yep. That was genius.
No, how do you generally, though, how do you feel about Kovacic?
He's had a shit season for us, but I feel like he's mentally checked out of Chelsea because he went to the World Cup and he was amazing for Croatia. I don't think he'll be bad for you guys. I think he'll be good depth. You guys will ask a lot less of him than we will in terms of your system because you've got so much better players around him. So, yeah, I think he'll be a good transfer. It'll be at an affordable price. Best for everybody.
35, right? Between 30 and 40, I heard you want for him.
Yeah, 35, 40 mil, 1 year left on his deal is what it is.
It's mad how much money Chelsea might generate, you know what, in the summer.
About 200 million, hopefully,
stupid as well, because what they're doing is you're helping out Chelsea. I think what team should do, and I know it's not helpful to the team, is they should wait till the last couple of weeks and start picking their players off. And it's almost like that bird that's on the prey, that hyena that's been killed and left there. And what you do is you start taking those players for 15, 20 million pounds less. And that's what Chelsea are in a lot of trouble. People don't really realize. When you start giving them 50 million here, 40 million here, 25 million here, they're going to earn 200 million, something like that. And that's just stupid. I really do think that this team should wait. Team should really wait. But what will happen is, as Lewis has said, I think they're gonna start early and they're gonna have a real shift out. And I think they're gonna get a few players in. I heard it, as I said, it was very, very close person that Caicedo is really going to Chelsea as well, which hurts me.
Man. But he's still got an attraction, though, Lee. You know, like don't get me wrong.
We want Caicedo and Ugarte, and Ugarte wants Chelsea over PSG.
The problem is, though, is Caicedo has had real links to Arsenal. He does want to play Champions League football, but the thing is, ultimately, Chelsea pay money. They pay the money and they pay it up front and they pay the wages. They pay stupid money. So listen, man, like fair play to Chelsea with their wasting of money, but it is what it is, man.
I don't even think we're going to offer him massive wages. Like the Ugarte thing's being held up because of wages. PSG are offering more than what we are. The Mount situation is because of money, because we don't want to offer him what he wants.
You will, trust me, you will pay it. You will pay.
You know
money.
what? You guys are the best.
I hope we
why? Because I actually wanted to speak about Chelsea, and one thing I wanted to say as well. Actually, I know we were talking about them, bro. Pochettino, Lewis. You finally got a manager. You got George's. Well, actually, it's kind of awkward. You got
finally got a manager.
Playing with my
They finally got
this is the third manager of the
Come on,
season.
because Lampard, we know Lampard's just some P. No disrespect, but to Lampard, but he kind of a PE teacher.
What happened to the boy?
Man. You said finally got a manager. That's four in like 10
no,
months.
but a real manager. Like
it's five. It's five.
Is it? If they're five,
hold on. How's it 5?
No, hold on. This year they've had
five
Potter.
with
Poch is the 5th, yeah.
Yeah, 5.
Hold on.
Tuchel, Potter, the assistant Lampard, and then Poch.
Hold on. Who did you start the season with?
Tuchel, Potter, Bruno, Lampard, and now Poch.
Nah, fam, I can't lie. You man are moving
5 in a year. Up the
Well, they got more managers than wins
moving
this
like
year.
dirtbags.
It's 5.
That is
I think
crazy.
we actually do. I think it is more managers than wins.
Lewis got that 1 point he needed.
I don't think Pochettino's going to last more than 2 seasons.
You know what you man just did? You man went into the pack. You know you get the different packet of crisp flavors, yeah? And you man just picked out already sorted and thought, took one bite and thought, I don't want it. Let me go and get prawn cocktail. No, I don't want it. Let me go to you. Bro, you man didn't know what you wanted. Now, surely you're gonna stick with the steak crisps, yeah? Bro, what are you saying? Yeah, what are you saying now about Pochettino, bro?
I'm looking forward to next season. The clear out's already started. Poch will get the players fit. We're going to have a cohesive style of play. Hopefully, with a couple better attackers in, we might start scoring a few more goals. And yeah, next season will be a lot better than this season. I look forward to it. Pochettino, I don't know if he's going to be the guy to take us to a league title or anything, but I do think he's going to shape this squad in a better way. And then, yeah, we'll build from there. Obviously, it depends on what happens season by season. But I have to see what his mentality's like. I do believe he can build a squad, but has he got the mentality to take us to a title? We shall see. But I look forward to the journey.
Lee, I know you want to say something, bro. No, I got to let Lee say. Lee, what you want to say? I know you want to say. Lee, the way you're shaking your head, I need you to say something about Chelsea.
Listen, man. spending 600 million, gonna ask for another 300 million pounds.
623, by the way.
And all they want to do is get top 4. Come on, man. I don't.
No. I want to win the domestic cups as well.
If any single Chelsea fan gets away with anything else other than saying they must win a Premier League next season, I don't get it. I don't get it.
We had this argument before, though. That's unrealistic. We finished 42 points behind City last season.
They've got one game a week. They've done this before.
That's true.
Man wants us to pull up 42 points in a season.
We made up 30.
How
A whole new
realistic
team
is
next
that?
year.
If there's a definition of literally buying the league, it's Chelsea, bro. And you know what? They're not going anywhere. It's Chelsea. It's not even
City are Thanos, bro. We are not going near
10 million
them.
per
You know
point.
what? I don't
Is that
even
what we're
expect
saying?
it.
Big up everyone in the chat. Smash the like button.
The
please,
joke
man.
of it is they've done it before.
Massive.
They've gone from a real bad place being 8th, okay, fine, 8th, to winning the league. So why can't they've been 10th once? Why can't they go? Why can't we have the pressure on them? I don't understand why.
Because this City team didn't exist back then.
No. But teams, no. I'm saying you should be challenging. You should be aiming to win the league. It's not. I don't actually see why they're getting away with it. Why is nobody putting the pressure on them? If Arsenal are getting ridiculed.
12th.
Wait, hold on. Arsenal getting ridiculed.
We're not even top of the bottom half of the table.
No.
Wait, hold on.
Go telling me. Go on.
Arsenal getting ridiculed for spending 400 million pounds and not challenging. That's what we're getting ridiculed for. You spent 600 million
within 4 years.
No,
Within
yeah.
4
Okay,
years.
but my point is that money should
It's been
equate
1 year
to-
under Bowley.
Okay, money should equate to you doing well, being successful. That's what normally happens. You look at the teams that are at the top, they spend the most money, they have the best players, etc., etc. You have one game a week. Now, this is the same thing that was spoken about with Arteta. The reason why he failed so badly and so poorly last season is because why? Everyone kept saying we had one game a week and we still bottled top 4. You have one game per week. You're in 3 competitions.
You had one game a week and bottled top 4.
Exactly, that's my point. But I'm saying to you is that you spent.
Why am I hearing this from a guy who couldn't even achieve it anyway?
Let me land. Because what I'm saying to you is, you spent 600 million
I
pounds.
should be hearing this from City.
Okay, but you're not listening. You're not listening. All we're trying to do is run jokes. But let's be serious here. You spent 600 million pounds. You're asking for two centre mids in Caicedo and Ugarte. You probably want another 2 strikers, right? So you're asking for at least another 200 to 300 million pounds spent. So let's just say near enough 900 million pounds spent. That's more than what some countries spend on their battleships. So what you're asking for is all of this money to be spent. You're asking for all of this money to be spent and for no ramifications. You're not asking for anything other than to top 4 win a couple of trophies.
I'm top 4.
They've got a battlefish and they're not even coming for a shark.
This is crazy.
Unlike Arsenal, I'm not asking for my club to drop out of domestic cup competitions to focus on the league and fail with it.
That's because you're not in one. Because you're not in one.
This is crazy. I don't understand how anybody on this panel doesn't expect Chelsea to win the league next season with the money and the.
I don't expect them to.
This is crazy.
How do you expect Chelsea to win the league with this City team in front of us? What are we doing?
People should be putting the pressure on Chelsea.
We haven't even scored against City in like 6 games.
Lee, what you said is that we're not backing them to win it. I don't expect them to win it. I expect them to push us further than you did, but I don't expect them to win it because it's us.
Wait, you think we could do that?
Take your shots, take your chips. I don't care. I'm sticking on the point of Chelsea. Everybody here should have an expectation of Chelsea to do better than what Chelsea fans themselves are putting on their club.
Yeah, no, you're right. But they're doing the deflection thing. They're doing the whole.
I hear that. For a second, and we had to look upwards. We're 12.
I know what Lee means, though.
What they're asking for, in truth, no disrespect, what they're asking for is what Spurs do to get top 4 and to win a trophy. That's what you wanted, George, last season, right?
Yeah.
And you spent 150 million to 200, not even that. So I'm saying
Okay, didn't you want top 4 to win a trophy at the start of last season?
Lewis, look, okay, but Lewis, okay, can you?
What are we doing?
Lewis, can I give you a bit of context though? Because this is what you're doing is you're trying to bust jokes.
Oh, now we want to add context.
No. But the context is there that your club is going to possibly spend within 1 year, 365 days, close to £900 million if you get all the players that you want to get in the summer. So if you compare it to Arsenal,
wait, can we not do Let's Trophy FC? No, Liverpool fans are here.
Okay, fine, whatever.
What?
But my point is, if you're saying this, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Leave me out of it, bro.
I don't understand. it, man.
What's crazy is hearing
I'm
this.
involved.
What's crazy is hearing this from a team that didn't achieve anything.
What?
I wouldn't mind themselves actually set the standards,
I don't care about Arsenal. You're talking about things that no one cares about. We're talking about Chelsea right now, and I'm saying to you, you cannot get away with, and I'm not going to let you get away with it. Other people shouldn't let you get away with it.
Chelsea not winning the league next season?
Well, can I add to it?
£900 million.
You're not going to win the fucking league.
Can I add to it, Lee? You know what it is? Chelsea haven't given us. Look, Chelsea haven't given us no indication to win no league. There's no pressure on Chelsea because they just spent deluded money. It's a bit like Man United when they spend 200-300 million in the season, and you don't really expect much, to be fair. And then when the time comes to when they're actually near 4th, 5th, you're like, but you spend 300 million. See, the same thing's going to happen to Chelsea next season. As soon as you see them in positions, maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th, but
what happened this season?
You spend like 800 million at that point. But then again, you got to see their outgoings more time as well. I think they got a lot of outgoings to go before they can buy anything anyways. Like Kante off the books, Mount's off the book. Well, Mount's not even on a high wage anyways, to be fair, for Chelsea standards. So I'm not.
He wants to be on high wage.
I think you just got to wait for it, man.
It's mad though. Like we're talking about Chelsea.
You got to wait.
It doesn't matter about like Arsenal, but it doesn't matter. I'm talking about the expectations. We're talking about Chelsea right now. No, we're talking about Chelsea right now. The context is you spent an extreme amount of money for success. Otherwise, Lewis, there's no point spending the money. I can't.
No, it's also to rebuild the squad because the squad's been overdue.
Lewis, if you get all the players that you want, right, or your manager wants, right, which is maybe 2 new forwards, right, and 2 centre mids or 3 centre mids, whatever it is, to revamp your full team, and you have 1 game a week. So we always say these things, right? If you spend the money and you get all the players that your manager wants, you get a full preseason. What was the things you was moaning about last season? The fact that Chelsea went all over the world. They went America, they went South Asia, and they weren't concentrating on their preseason. We slapped you up in the preseason, I think 3 or 4-1 or whatever it was. 4-0. So you wasn't. This is what I'm saying. You're going to have a good preseason. You're going to get all the players that you potentially want. If you get all the players you want and you get you've got the manager who you're happy with, you've got everything you need to exceed and do well. Why am I not allowed to expect you to do well? Why? I don't get it. Why is it? What is it more that you
Because here's the thing: your targets changed from top 4 to winning the league as the season progressed because of how good you guys are being on a week in, week out basis. How am I meant to judge that until we get into that position? If we're in a position where we're winning games week in and week out, we're playing amazing football and dominating games, then maybe the target will change. As for now, all I want is for Chelsea to get back into the top 4, improve their style of play, score more goals, get to 2 cup finals, and hopefully win both of them. That's all I want for next season.
All this talk
and
about
proper Chelsea.
That we have a 42-point gap on Manchester City, and their team's fucking ridiculous. Like, I don't expect to finish above them and win the league. Consolidate top 4, get me a cup, and I'll be happy.
All the talk of managers and them getting the players they want has gone well over my head.
I think the thing is, let me just say this though. Like,
Frank, maybe.
Yeah, I understand where he's coming from, because what he's saying is like, is there any other team that's allowed to spend that amount of money?
No.
But then you just sit there and go, "But man, just wanted 1 little cup." Like, bro, you're spending heavily, so that means the ambition is there from the owners, yeah. But because it's almost like you're trying to disguise your failings, isn't it? I'm not trying to say you're doing that, Lewis, but you can understand why. Let me land, bro.
You can say it's Lewis because Lewis has said He only wants top 4 and trophies. That's not good enough.
Crashing his plane.
I don't need to hide behind it. Lewis is my guy, so I can be honest with him. Lewis,
a lot of
you're
turbulence,
part of the problem as well. It is.
From a team that targeted top 4 at the start of last season,
it is.
Chelsea are so
lost, George.
I don't expect Chelsea to go from 12th to 1st in the season. It's very unrealistic.
If Liverpool fans have been crying for years and years and years for their owners to put money into their pockets for them to get the players that they want.
I was thinking where you're going with that.
They're begging for £200 million this summer. You spent that. You spent £600 million in 6-7 months, and I'm now saying to you, can I not expect a little bit of like some ambition for you to say, actually, no, top 4 is actually not good enough.
Yeah, I want Chelsea to win 2 domestic cups. There'll be one more trophy than Arteta's won at Arsenal in 4 years.
Yeah, okay, fine. But my point is that you need to be going for the big trophies when you spend the amount of money and the one game a week, and that's in the history of your club. So fine, you can take digs at Arsenal as much as you want. I'm not bothered about that. Good. Arsenal, I've already admitted this. I've already said Arsenal.
You know, guys, we're gonna because this is the.
I don't expect Chelsea to be in a position where they're top for 93% the season. It's unrealistic to think of that right now. That depends on if we get into that situation. If we're in a position where, let's say, we're top at Christmas, we dominated the league all season. Cool. Let's have that conversation.
Sounds like Tottenham quite often.
You can keep talking about all these points that you need to make up to Man City. Last season, we finished on 69 points. This season, we finished on, I believe, 64 points. You can make up the points. I don't want to hear all this crap about, you can't make up points. Can I not ask your manager to coach? Can I not ask your players to do better? He's
coaching players with fuck all fitness and fuck all coaching in the last year, so that might take a bit of time.
So you never know. So on the 1st of June, 2023, that's your first excuse. They're not fit enough now.
No, it's ifs and buts because that's what we're at right now. There's not been any football. We are speculating. We are speculating on teams that aren't even completed yet.
No, but just quickly, guys. Let's reel it in, because what I was going to say is I'm going to do the last part of the show. We'll speak about Arsenal because also we haven't spoken about. We kind of was speaking about them, but it wasn't. But
what about your club?
No, what about my club?
Hey, we spoke about your club either, but you ain't getting away with that.
We ain't got time for that, bro. Do you know what I mean? We ain't got time for that. Still, like, that wasn't part of the agenda, fam. No, we ain't. Listen, we know we're crapping. We were crap this season. But no. Quickly. Arsenal, though. The reason I want to speak about Arsenal mainly, Saka has signed his new deal. And I wanted to ask about how do Arsenal say about their future, because there's been reports coming out about Saliba not potentially, Saliba wanting more money. Do you think the Saka deal might have potentially ruined some of the players in terms of expectations? So, Lee, I just wanted to get your thoughts on Arsenal as a whole. Like, how do you see you lot going into next season? And then just want you to talk about the Saka contract as well.
Saka's got a 200k contract that people are fabricating about.
Okay.
But it's whatever. As I said, nobody cares about the truth because the lies always into more entertaining.
That's what you do, though, Lee, to be honest, because that's what you do when you say people's price tags, people's wages. You always you can't get away with this one. He's on 300k. Just
Richarlison was at 60 million. You say every time.
He wanted to do adding all the bonuses and all that kind of stuff to suit his agenda.
Give me an example when I did that. Give me an example. I'm asking you.
You do it all the time, bro.
I'm asking you. Give me one example. Give me one example.
Anthony, you've exaggerated him. You exaggerated Salah.
You know what it is? That people never forget certain things. You know, I kid you. Just don't forget.
He done it at the start of the season. Casemiro, bro. He does it with Mo Salah's wage stuff. Bro, just hold it, man.
That is kind of true, though.
What do I talk about?
Cass is right regarding that.
Give context. What do I do about Mo Salah's contract? What do I say?
No, because you always say things like he's the highest earner. No, but you always talk about how much he's earning, and it's like a big issue. And you like to add things like add-ons and he's earning this.
Listen,
bro, you've been doing it all season.
Someone find me the clip of what you're talking about, because this is all
right. Let's talk about because to be fair, I don't want to get drawn into. I was talking about you guys. So again, so how are you feeling going into next season? And then obviously we'll talk about the Saka contract.
I'm fine, man. I'm fine. Like,
are you sure?
Talk about Saka all day. Like, I genuinely
doesn't warrant a 300k contract though.
Hey, listen, we need a centre back.
As I said,
William Gallas.
It really doesn't matter to me, man. Like, it is what it is. Like, people, as I said, that's why I'm off Twitter now. I don't really. I just
you're off Twitter.
Now I'm enjoying the fact that I don't, because I've seen so much crap on there. It's beautiful. It's so nice. But listen,
You mean people are catching up
I
to
know.
stuff
I
that
can
you
say
said.
for sure. I can say for sure.
That's why.
Then once there, like, flip up and delete them tweets.
I can say
I'm
for
only
sure
joking.
that,
I'm only joking. Enjoy your break, bro. It's the summer. Yeah, but go on, bro.
I can say for sure that Declan Rice is basically done. From what I know. Saka's he's getting his contract. He's got his contract. Saliba's going to sign his contract. I can tell you this for sure, like 99% sure.
How much? How much do you?
People are going to say what they like, but
it's turned out 120k contract.
There's no point having a conversation because
these days.
What I see on Twitter and what I know for certain is just so funny. So I just keep it moving. I just like whatever. Right? If people are going to say what they want, I know about my club. I'm just lucky that I'm in the position that I know things that people don't. So I keep
Regulio Liano, the new
respect. No. Because at the end of the day, it's not even about this. I know people love to joke about and say, "Oh, you're ITK." And that. No. Obviously, like I know. Obviously, we know a few of the same people. We know a few of the same people as well. So I'm not surprised that you know certain things. You know what I mean?
I said from early, Saliba was injured. Everybody saw it. I said it, and everyone kept saying, "No, he's not injured." I knew he was injured, and I said, "Why is it?" Like I just knew it. Like why does everyone keep going on about it? But listen, man. Ultimately, people are going to try and put this pressure on Arsenal to, you know, we're crumbling behind the scenes. Saliba's not signing. You know what makes me laugh? Nobody listens. Nobody reads the Sun. Nobody listens to the Sun journalists. But as soon as someone says, "Oh, yeah, Saliba doesn't want to sign his new contract," then everybody jumps on that. But hold on, you don't listen. You don't watch the Sun. You don't listen to anybody in the newspapers for the Sun, do you? But automatically, because someone says it, then it's true. Come on, man! Like it's ridiculous. Everybody's like you need to grow up. Like, come on, like let's be adults here. But as I said, this content thing, everybody wants to hear their live.
Are you having a secret affair with Edu?
No, I just luckily I know certain things that people don't, innit? Like it's just one of those.
Do you know what, Lee? The Saliba thing, you were spot on with that from very early doors. You were saying for the rest of the season. Yeah, you were.
So listen, man. Whether he gets 300k, I don't actually care because he's a great player. I'm not bothered.
But you were bothered about that, though.
I put expectation, and again, Kaz, unfortunately, you weren't here last week. I said very, very clearly, Kaz was here before he left. Daps was here before he left because he had hay fever and you needed to go. I said,
elephant never forgets.
300k.
I wasn't even there last week. I was talking about earlier in the season, but yeah, go on.
300k, 400k, 500,000, whatever.
Yeah.
If he gets whatever he gets, Salah, these guys, Saka, you need to do what you need to do. There's no excuses for these players because ultimately,
that's fair.
You can't be earning this amount of money and not performing. You can't be dropping out the last 10 games and not performing. I don't know what more you want me to say. I literally said this all last
so that was more about Saka than Salah. Because obviously Salah finished the season better.
And this is my point.
He did have a better season, but like he just finished the season better. I hear you on that. I expect
people who are earning astronomical money and to be the game changers to do that. Why can't I expect that from you? What do you want me to do?
Can I ask you a question?
I think people are just what it is. You were really... I think you was really going on about Salah at one point. I remember all you kept on talking about is, he signed that new contract. What did we say? Like, I think that's where people are kind of like, they're going back at you, bro, because you was speaking a lot about Salah's new contract. You was, sure. and no, but that's why Cass is also right to talk about Saka's new contract, and he's allowed to ask. He's allowed to say as well.
You're just 7 days too late on what I've already said, though. I literally said this.
How is 7 days too late? This is a different conversation.
Because what he said is Saka's earning too much money, and I said yes, he is fine, but ultimately, if he's earning this money, fine, but he now needs to prove and show up and show out. That's what
he needs to score. So he's on the same wages as Salah. So I expect 25 plus goals and like 15 assists in the season. Otherwise, it's not good enough, is it?
If that's what you think, fine. No,
that's what but that's what you went off like. Salah. You don't think
that is truly. That's exactly what you were saying. You were saying he's the star man. So he's the star man in your team. Is it not Saka?
You think?
I'll put the pressure on, innit, Lewis? The pressure. Right?
No, listen.
I'll put the pressure on Arsenal.
You can go on him. You can go on him what he likes. I don't care. I'm not.
George, I think. To be fair, I think Cassie's right though, because if you're going to talk about, he's now the highest earner at Arsenal. You're trying to build your team around arguably your best player. Is that not the right thing to think, though, Lee? Like your best players should be giving you the best results, no?
Fine. If that's what you think, no problem.
What do you mean that? No, but that's what you kept on talking about when you're talking about Salah, though.
Yeah.
So we're
And
just asking the same thing from Saka. Is that not fair?
Again, there's no hypocrisy going on here.
I didn't even want to say that, you know.
People
You're
like to
looking at
make
the comments.
but people like to make things up. What was my issue with Salah? Because this is why, again, this is why people communication. I said this last week is about listening as well as speaking, and people don't listen.
Agreed.
My thing is with Mo Salah is that the thing, especially with the Champions League final, what did he do? He came out and he said, "Oh, Real Madrid, he needs to basically something along the lines of he needs to show, he's going to show out and basically beat."
No,
them.
he said he wants to get revenge.
Yeah, he wants to get revenge, and he
Yeah.
didn't. So you can't call out a team and then not do it. That was my issue with him. That is my issue. What is the issue?
So because he called out the team, that's your issue with Salah.
Yeah, no. If you're going to do it, rise up and win. That's it. That's what you got to do.
So Salah calls out Real Madrid, the mighty Real Madrid that are obviously one of the best. In fact, how many years have Real Madrid won the Champions League in the last 10? They've won about 5, I think.
Afterwards, talk your talk afterwards, man.
And then you've got but I'm just gonna say something now because I understand where you're coming from about a player talking about another team might be a bit brazen, but that's confidence in it. But obviously, you got to flip that as well and think, right? Do you know what? Salah has the right to say these things because he's a world-class player and he's won the Champions League and he's also won a Premier League. Whereas you got other players who are still new to the game. Some people are saying world class after having, I think there were certain people that were trying to allude that Saka was world class, and some people were saying, and again, this is just like a debate. It's like, is it world class form? Does he need to do it longer? Because unfortunately for Arsenal, Saka kind of did fade. And I think it's only right that we're talking about Saka because I think all in all, he's had a good season. He's got the new contract, rightly so. And I think it's fair to ask Saka now, if you are that star person and Arsenal building your team around you, you have to show up and show out. And I think that's a fair thing to say, in my opinion.
He said he had world-class qualities, to be fair.
No, I don't think it was Lee. I don't think it was Lee. I can't remember. I can't remember if it was Lee.
He's got world-class potential qualities.
I literally said this last week that Saka, whatever he's earning, 200k, 300k.
Do you think it's world-class? I can't remember if it was you or someone else, actually, if I'm being honest.
No, I think he's world-class. I said that. Yeah, I do.
You think Saka's world-class?
Yeah, I think he's world-class, yeah.
In what stage?
What do you mean? In what stage?
I think he's got world-class qualities at the moment.
Yeah,
but I think
and the reason why I said it is because I was saying the whole thing with Riyad Mahrez when he was at Leicester.
Okay.
That the fact that he was crowned as being world-class just because he won the league, and maybe he was, but it was after one season.
You don't need to win. You don't need to win trophy to be world-class. Of course.
Yeah,
Harry Kane is the prime example.
But I think Saka's been doing it in the Prem for a few years, but I think it's like I've seen Harry Kane score in the Champions League. I've seen him get to a team or help them at least get to a final. I know it's not much. He's a world-class number 9. I think actually Saka's probably top 5 best right wings actually in the world. I'll be honest. There's Mahrez, there's Salah, and all that kind of stuff. Or maybe I'm reaching top 7. Maybe I don't know. I think I need to see more of him in the Champions League because last time I saw him in the European competition, you got knocked out. So it's like I've seen him do it on the World Cup. He's done it on the world stage. He's got world-class quality. He's not far.
Yeah, he does have world-class quality, but it's hard to say right now whether he's a world-class player, Lee. That's what, and that's not even this is just opinion, isn't it? That's just not. I'm not.
For me, Rashford might have scored the goal, but bro, Rashford ain't world-class. He ain't world-class.
I think it's rare to have like a really young world-class player.
I agree.
Yeah, Vinny.
It is rare to be young.
You have to literally be like the best in the world.
Yeah,
because we can all sit here and say Haaland is world class. We could sit here and say Mbappe is world class, and they're young. But you see, like when you get past them two, as like you look at the age,
you don't need numbers. You don't need numbers to be world class.
Yeah, not even numbers, but you just look at what they do. They're devastation. They're devastation.
If Grealish goes on, which he's been pivotal in games, monster games, right? And he wins the Champions League, bro. That's world class status right there for me. Now, not all the players are going to be world class. Nathan Ake, I wouldn't class him as world class. Like, I'll say he's a very good player.
Yeah, he's the one below that. He's like international class. Yeah. I think Ake's cold.
You know what it is? He possesses a quality that not a lot of players actually have. He draws 2-3 players alongside you, and he don't lose the ball kind of. And he does what he does. And we've seen him out of a system. He can do it without a system, and he can do it in a system clearly. So I don't think you need world-class numbers and attacker. Maybe if you're a forward potentially. Like for me, like Firmino, like there's a debate. Do you think Firmino's world-class? I think he's got the qualities. Like everyone will have that debate, but he won the Champions League pivot wing in Saka.
I think Firmino at one point was world class.
Yeah, and you can lose it. You can lose it as well.
Yeah, but then also you've got players like Giroud though, who obviously like are so pivotal at certain moments and won a lot. But would you classify him as world class?
Bellingham's not world class, bro. He's got the potential to go there, but he's not world class yet. He's got the abilities to be there.
Their impact's insane. They're very impactful.
Like Pedri, Gavi, they have world class potential.
Yeah, they're just not there.
Gavi's overrated.
You think Gavi's overrated?
Like, I think he's a bit overrated still. I think Pedri's
I like both of them, but I think what it is for me, Gavi's more. Okay, I think Gavi's more tigerish though. Like he's more aggressive. That's probably more I prefer. Well, not even prefer, but yeah, maybe more favor.
But it depends. Look, Lee, George, myself, Daps, everyone in the comments, everyone's got their own perception of what world class is and isn't.
Yeah, definitely. As well.
So it's nothing. No one's technically right or wrong. It just depends what your preference.
You also always lean towards your own players. Like I would argue, like for example, I would argue Son's world class, but that's because like
he's a purple patch warrior.
I mean, like,
Son's a tough one because there was at one point when
this year has brought it well down. When I looked at him last year, I was like, yeah, easily world class. And then
he's not that much of a stink.
It's a tough one with Son. Sometimes I think he's got that Son. No, but I was wondering if it's because he's just having a real bad season.
He's like Calvert-Lewin on fire, man.
No, he's done it. He's done it for a lot longer than that.
Son's done it for a minute, you know.
Yeah,
I can't lie.
This is actually Son's first work since we signed him.
He's also, you got to remember, he's done things like, and however much we want to.
He carries his international team
exactly. That's what I was going to say. There's been times where internationally he's turned it up, and this is a thing. He's done it for several seasons, man. It's not like one. This is his worst season for
I actually think it's
4 or 5 years
of burnout as well because like what he did for us last year.
He's finished. I don't think he's finished. You know.
No. I think he's going to come back.
Maybe not,
but maybe not to last year's standards, but he's definitely going to be. He's already had a decent second half of the season. To be honest with you, it's just not anywhere near that standard. I think he's got
a lot to prove next season for himself, and I think that's enough to go off of it, especially if you keep Kane and gets. I think Danjuma's already in his own preseason and stuff like that. And you're going to get
Danjuma's going back, I think, you know.
Yeah, we said when
I forgot you even had him.
Well, I don't understand what we did with him, man. It was such a waste. He scored on his debut. All right, FA Cup, whatever. But like, you sort of get into the good momentum.
It's Levy tax. So Conte didn't want one mixed race brother that looked like him. Said, ship him off. And he's like, I'm going to put someone else there just to like make it look like he's there. You know,
also, it's a bit of a weird one with him because for me, it was like it looked like he had a great attitude on and off the pitch, but then there was little things like with that Sheffield United game where apparently he was told to play up front and it was going to be Richarlison on the right, and he just said, "No, I'm not playing striker." And then he was like he's left wing
attitude.
He's the left wing or nothing really. Yeah. And it's a weird one because, but like his attitude and everything else seemed perfectly fine. But when it comes to like where he wanted to play, he was like, no, I'm on the wing or it's nothing, which is a bit weird. So I was like, it's a bit odd.
No, fair play. Just quickly before we wrap up, Lee, just quickly as well. We're talking about Arsenal, and we're talking about World Cup players. This isn't like no setup or anything. Would you say to like you said, because you want to obviously topple Man City now next season, do you think this is where you need to look at the transfer market and go, we need to bring in world-class players? Or do you still feel like if you potentially do get the Declan Rice deal and maybe even a Caicedo as well, you might get... Well, do you think you need a striker actually as well? Just quickly, do you think or do you think Jesus is still good enough?
I think Jesus is definitely not good enough. He really isn't. He's not the person that is going to lead us to a title, in my opinion. In terms of him as a player, he's good, but he's not the main person, I should say, to lead to a title. And that's what I mean. I think you need other players around him. I think you need, if you don't have him scoring the goals, I think you need someone on the left or maybe on the right. Maybe I don't know. Who's absolutely a beast.
He was banging though, Lee. Like when you remember, like before his injury.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like
you forget what Martinelli and Saka were doing when he first on the thing. And don't get me wrong, he was out for. I think you're doing him a little bit of a disservice, just a little touch. I think because it's not his fault that he got put straight into the plans. I think Trossard should have stayed what he was doing, or sometimes Martinelli. Yeah. I think Jesus is definitely very valuable to a team. And you can't deny I think you forget the first up to Jack, bro. You're blowing teams away, bro. Like,
the problem is when you watch Arsenal, watch Arsenal game in and game out, Jesus didn't get 15 goals, and I know he was injured for 4 months. But the problem is he could have easily got 17, 18 goals because he misses such gilt edge easy chances. Southampton at home, he could have scored 2 or 3 goals. Leicester in the third game of the season could have scored 2 or 3 goals. Fulham, when he came back from his first game, could have scored a goal. Nottingham Forest at home. Like, there's so many chances.
How that you remember them as well.
And the thing is, Chelsea away, we absolutely battered them. He's missing gilt edge chances, and that's the thing. I can name you so many games where he hasn't got those. He hasn't got those.
Would that more
I'm not asking you to score world class goals. I'm asking you to score those poachers goals, and he doesn't get those. He doesn't get the easy ones, and he makes it look very difficult. But
who would you want as striker then? Because I feel like you're at that point now where maybe you have to. You almost got to buy the ready-made players now. Like, you've done your 3 years of playing the kids, bringing them up to a certain level. And I feel like maybe putting a punt on another youngster, especially after Nketiah signed his deal, just doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, listen,
like, with the market at the moment, like who is there?
That I'm not too sure, but what I can say to you is, like, it's gonna be a centre back that comes in, I believe, of some sort. 2 centre mids and I think a fullback. I think Arteta is really big on fullback, so yeah, that's where he's looking at, but I'm not too sure.
I'll be looking at Evan Ferguson personally. I know you don't want to say ready-made, but I think Jesus,
he's quality, man. He's
Ferguson, I think that could be something, man. And
I want him as Kane's eventual replacement.
I want him at Man United, and it's just like, can you get a deal done? Can you put him back on loan? Just something. I don't know. Work something out. Tap him up for the season. I don't know. Just work it. Because that guy is the next best thing, and he's not English.
Who's next best thing? Sorry, who?
Evan Ferguson.
Evan Ferguson is the next.
With the guy from Brighton.
Brighton.
Yeah. Right, he's serious.
He's almost ready-made at such a young age.
He looks like who did he remind you of?
I think it reminds me of Kane, if I'm being honest.
Kane, that's
the way he plays, and the way just his stature and everything is just fast. It's so Kane-esque.
The striker who I would probably go for, people don't like him, but I think he can do bits, is what's his name?
From Juventus?
No, he plays for Roma. Why is his name coming in my head?
Roma,
Tammy Abraham.
Yeah, I think Tammy Abraham.
Why is this one?
No, Lee. I'm not. Do you know what? I'm actually going to defend Lee on this. Actually,
industry.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Nah, he's not rubbish, man.
He's not rubbish. Tammy Abraham is not rubbish. I don't think he is. I actually think he's underrated. I just think he hasn't played. He hasn't played for a team that's utilized him properly.
Maybe.
I'm not now because people will laugh, but I don't think Tammy Abraham's rubbish.
It's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout, but
Abraham's not crap, man. Trust me.
You know what I look at? You know what I look at? Yeah, the way I look at it.
And the thing is, as well, for Arsenal, we're not going to get in a bit. And why I mentioned Tammy Abraham is because he can accept the bench / starting role. That's the issue that we've got. And that's the issue that I'm looking at. I don't think we're going to buy an Osherman. So I'm being realistic. With
I hear that.
What we can get. It's almost like people from people don't rate like the left back from Southampton. I can't remember his name. The ex-Spurs wing back.
Walker Peters.
Walker Peters is a
player. I want him at Liverpool.
Great player. Because he's
Walker Peters is serious.
He's good, man. And that's another player I think he can step up. I think there are some real good players. I think there's some really good players.
I think you should be looking at someone like Kolo Muani or something like that. I think he'd be
I hear that as well.
Exceptional in your team. I just don't think Tammy Abraham's got the cutting finishing edge that you know what, the way I look at it, I look at it like this. I think he's a good player, but I don't think he brings you up to a next level like that. In respects, when I think of a title winning attack, we're looking at Grealish, Bernardo Silva, Haaland, You're looking at, you can go back, Bobby, Mane, Salah, right? I can't see it being Tammy Abraham, Saka, Martinelli. I can hear Saka and Martinelli potentially, but the striker part, I don't know, man. And I think that I can't see it. I think he's good, but I don't think he's that good. But I'm going to say some names that people don't want to hear. Maybe like Patrick Schick. You want a proper number 9 that can do link up, under the radar type of player. Wicked had a 6 second half this season, by the way. Patrick Schick, different type of player, baller. But no one wants to hear these names because he's from Czech Republic and he plays in the Bundesliga.
Do you know what? I think the player that would have been good for those hybrid positions, I think, would have been Marcus Thuram. but with the fact they've already got Trossard, it's not. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I forgot about.
But if it wasn't
still.
Trossard, I think he would have been
Marcus
the one
Thuram, but
to-
he's more. I wouldn't say he's a centre forward though, isn't
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he's like a Trossard where he's like a left winger turned striker. He does both at the same time, pretty much.
Yeah. Just quickly, ask Lewis. Actually, Lewis, you see, Lee mentioned Abraham. Yeah. Now Lee's not saying, he's world class, but I think Tammy Abraham gets laughed at a bit too much because I think obviously people were looking at like yesterday. I thought he didn't play very well. Fair enough, yeah. And even this season, he hasn't had his best season. But the season before, he had a very, very good season at Roma. Do you think there's a place for Tammy back in the Prem? Like, do you think he's that good enough to come back to the Prem? Tammy?
I don't know. He had a great first season, but he really fell off this year from what
he
I
has. Yeah.
I haven't watched enough Roma to make enough of a judgment of him, but he's never really that impressive for us. He did well in his first season for someone of his inexperience, but he still wasn't really that impressive. I don't know. I don't really see him at a top 6 team, not right now. I think I need to see a bit more consistency from him. But if Arsenal want to, go for it. Go for it.
Do you know it would have been another striker as well that unfortunately to do obviously he's banned is Tony.
Tony, man.
Yep, that was a dream for me.
I can't lie, man. I can't lie. I think even Mikel Antonio in your front line, man, could cause some damage, bro. Off the bench, happy with a bench. There's just a stopgap somewhere, like, bro. I think if you give he's not the fan favourite. I hear it, but when you're talking about some strong physical presence, aerial ability, and all that kind of stuff, you can definitely get him on or something. I think Mikel Antonio. See, that's someone. If I had a bang number, I would want Mikel Antonio. I think Jesus possesses quality, but Mikel Antonio, good finisher. I'd say hard worker. I wouldn't say Lincoln's always the greatest, but bro, he doggies for stuff in the box, man. Again, vital towards the end of the towards the end of West Ham. They didn't start that great. I think it's great. I think, to be honest, and I've said his name last season as well. Like, I was just talking to my friends. I'm like, would you ever take him? Because people say Mitrovic. I'm like, what's the difference between Mitrovic? I think Mitrovic has got a little something as well.
He's very good. No, what it is, he's a good finisher, but I think the way how Arsenal play, you need that player because he can link up. But I wonder whether, like, see, like they'd have to play a certain way. Yeah, they'd have to play a certain way, and I think it would hamper the way how Arsenal play to get the best out of Mitrovic.
I just think Jesus is still first team for me, just for what I've seen in the season, and I just think off the bench,
it's a bit too early.
I'm thinking more Arsenal off the bench. Like off the bench, a different type of striker. That's
Iheanacho.
And I feel like
that's a good shot, Iheanacho.
It's not a bad show, you know. But
it's
especially as a squad player, rather than
Man United. When you cross in the box, there's a lack of height in our team to really get when you cross the ball, and there's lack of presence in the box. And I just think Arsenal also lack that. The plan B. What's the plan B sometimes?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I say someone like Antonio. Maybe even Mitrovic might be not even a bad shout, but I don't think he's mobile enough. I'll be for real. Ollie Watkins is not a bad shout. I can't see it. Don't think he's clinical enough. I think he's exactly like Jesus kind of profile, but I think he's just a bit better in the finishing part. But yeah, man, there's options. They don't even have to be in the Premier League either.
Yeah, no, it's true. That's it. It's about the scouting and
yeah,
it's about scouting. There's always going to be players out there that you think, oh yeah, I forgot about him, kind of thing.
I just think like profiles in the same positions. Like, yes, they can do that role, course, but what else do you bring? Like, you need a different type of winger sometimes, or you might need a different type of strike. I think you always need.
Lautaro Martinez might be available this summer.
No, that guy smells, man. Don't say that name.
I used to think he was serious, but I'm not gonna lie. I think he's kind of mean.
Kamaka's knee got too much. He's got cartilage he's got a cartilage knee issue. I don't want that guy nowhere near my club anymore. I wanted him last season. If you got cartilage issues and you need to go for, you're stiff now, man. It's done.
Pause. CFC Blue said, Lewis, you enjoying the Madrid and Kai Havertz links?
Bro, I just saw it 20 minutes ago.
I was going to say, where's the champagne?
It all relies on Kane staying at Tottenham. So, George, hold that guy for everything that he's fucking
I'm telling you, man, we are. Don't worry.
I am begging you. I'm about to be freed from the shackles of Kai Havertz and Mason Mount in the same window. This is the best summer in years, bro.
Do you know what's weird, though? I actually thought Havertz would be the perfect Poch player, you know? He reminds me of a Dele Alli 2.0, that sort of shadow.
I am not here for another.
I don't think that football's
Dele Alli had dog in it, though, man. Your man don't. Kai Havertz none of that. That guy's
a puppy, bro.
That guy's a chihuahua, man.
That's all that. That's yeah.
Please, God, I do not ask for much, but let this be true. Although I've heard 3 separate sources saying it, so I actually think there's a bit of legs to this. I hope to God we get rid of it.
There might be mad still. Kareem, he says, Lee, you reckon you get Saicedo?
Wait on it, man. I'm not the ITK, bro. Wait on
it. But no one said your IT. He's asking you a question.
Man. I don't know. I think I know for definite. I can say if you want to know.
Be careful when you say definite, because you know in football a lot of things can change.
Nah. Listen, man. I'm telling you now. 100%.
I'm just trying to help you out here, but bro, if you want to go out, you go.
I'll say all of these links to Man United is fake. I wouldn't believe it.
Bollocks, yeah. I think it's bollocks as well.
No, I was going to say the Rice one. You reckon that one's going to get done? I've heard as well.
Yeah, it's done. I mean, it's not done, but
it's not done. But I've heard it's close as well. Or that he's good. Yeah.
But I don't know. I would expect Arsenal to go in for him. But yeah, just wait on it.
Fair play. Well, guys, listen. Before we head out, anything you guys want to say before we head out? And in fact, actually, no. One thing I will say, actually, people, stay tuned to the socials because we might have something for the summer. So just, stick with us. We'll let you know of our plans. So don't think this is the last show for until next season. You might see more from us. You probably will. We're just going to work for a few things and see what I want. We'll see what everyone's doing. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, man. Anybody?
The next one, we might have a manager from down under. So.
Yeah, you never know. Oh, listen, the next time we do this again, someone's future might be resolved, and that's Harry Kane. You never know, bro. You never know.
He's proper Tottenham.
And Declan Rice might sign.
In Australia,
Matt actually
knows your own, man.
And Man United might have had that. I'm just saying, there's so much things. There's so much things that can happen. I'm all just IT cakes. I know some people were saying because of what I was tweeting today. Listen, I'm just saying, I'm just talking in it. I just talk. That's all I'm gonna say.
You never know. Certain moves could be done by the next show as well.
Hundreds, yeah, by like next Thursday or Friday. But yeah, no names.
A Greek at
the But yeah. But now, people, listen, man, smash that like button already. Listen, if you haven't watched us this season, I don't know where you've been. Do you know what I'm saying? It's been a great season. Like I said before, stay tuned to the socials. We'll have something to announce at some point as well as what we're going to do throughout the summer. And yeah, man, everyone, big up. Especially all the people that like to have a go at Lee, because Lee, I'm not gonna lie, I think he was #1 villain this season, and probably rightly so, because the way Lee was carrying on was mad.
Into the Stannis era.
Big up everyone as well. Big up to everybody who couldn't make it as well. But obviously, big up my brothers, Cow and Drift. Big up Daps. Big up flipping everybody that was involved this season, man. Trust me. And yeah, man.
Let's hope Liverpool, man. Let's hope you lot do something next season, man.
All right, bro. You're telling me we need to do something.
I don't want you lot in. I don't want you lot in suffering.
It's gonna be hard, man. I both Europa League nights and trying to secure top 4 is not always easy.
I love it, man. Yeah.
And listen, guys, can we remind us, everybody?
We're down bad.
Big up Daps as well. Thank God, this is the last Prem panel. There is none next season.
Who said there's none next season? Oh, don't worry, bro. We got plans, bro.
No, there is none.
Yeah, we got plans, bro. This does not say Europa panel show. It says Prem panel show. And as far as I remember, we're all in the Premier League.
Preoccupied with the 5 o'clock kickoffs now, man. So we gotta.
Oh shit. I don't think it's gonna be on Thursday. I don't think it's gonna be
man. We can reschedule. Don't worry about
I'm free every week.
Don't worry, bro. I'll be calling you, man, individually. We're sorting something out. You crazy?
I'll be early.
What you think? We think this is it?
Wednesday night flex.
Man. You think this is it? You must be
I'm on a Tuesday and Wednesday night.
Don't think you could be hiding from me.
Can't lie.
Don't ever think.
Lewis and George don't know about that, man. Come on. Wednesday and Tuesday nights.
You're not hiding from me, bro. Don't think you're hiding.
You're
hiding from me on FIFA. I'm still waiting for the phone call. Still waiting, bro.
They're waiting for that.
Europe's overrated, man. Give me a 12:30 Saturday kickoff any day of the week. 3 o'clock. Yeah.
No. That 12:30 kickoff, stay far away. I don't want that.
Yes, man. No more Prem panel show, guys.
Bro,
trophies are for egos.
Every Liverpool fan. Enjoy it.
You need to be careful. You'll get replaced for season 2. You know, with that time.
Listen, enjoy it.
Just don't get next Arsenal.
Enjoy the Europa League, man.
Be careful, you know.
You know when they replace the actor and like they try and pretend nothing's happened.
It's the same guy. Like no one's gonna notice.
Listen, man. Listen. Enjoy it. on a Thursday, I'm gonna be watching movies. John Wick. I'm gonna be watching my. Listen.
Someone said that. Can I get someone's opinion before you wrap up? Like,
no, don't say nothing about John Wick.
No, I've seen it. Spider-Man.
Today, unbelievable.
Oh, it's the Spider-Verse, the new one thing.
No, the one with the 3 Spider-Mans. Is it any good to watch?
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that's thingy's one.
What's Spider-Verse?
That's
the cartoon one.
The animation one. That one is sick.
Good, yeah.
Bro, the first one is sick.
So the second one just went today.
You saw the second one today?
What do you mean?
Watch
masterpiece.
Watch Little Mermaid as well, man. I seen it. I watched it today still.
Man says first.
Yeah. No, my guy's in it, so I watched it.
Oh, okay. Big up El Rodri. Love for that, bro. But yeah, no, people, listen. Don't listen to Lee. We got plans. Don't let him fool you. Lee gets a few things right, but he also gets a few things wrong. This is the one thing you get it wrong, son. But yeah, no, we move.
Can't lie, John Wick 4 was crazy.
Hey, bro, don't say nothing. No, because I'm gonna watch that.
Pay me.
Hey,
crazy.
But yeah, you man, people in the chat.
You see at the end where John Wick.
You man in the chat, love. We out. We'll see you again for season 3. Peace.
Lee Wick.